What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to do a run against Null with Ironman. That's right, we're going to do a run with Ironman. A lot of you seem to think that he can't do Null. Well, actually, he can. Is it easy? No, it's definitely pretty difficult. You're definitely going to need a well-built Ironman, but I have no Pierce on my cards. I have no concentration, nothing like that. No Pierce, no concentration, nothing. And yet I'm still able to do it. I do have 83% energy attack on my cards, and I do get a 20% energy attack proc, which will actually give him 103% energy attack at times. We will be using the max team, which means we're going to be using Cyclops here for the leadership, the 35% increased leadership, and the 30% increase of energy attack passive, plus Valkyrie, who offers the 50% damage out to supervillains, and the 30% ignore dodge, which is really important. But he still can do it. I was actually surprised. I had a comment in the last video asking me if I would try Iron Man, since we did that clear with Captain America. And on Iron Man, I had a CTP of destruction, and because of the CTP unequipped cost that we have, I decided to go ahead and pull that CTP destruction off and put a rage on him just for this video. It's going to cost 600 crystals in total, but it's no big deal because Iron Man's well worth it. You know, on this channel, I've always tried to showcase Iron Man. I've always tried to do crazy clears with this guy, and this is no different. I just wanted to do a clear against Null with him. It was difficult, but it really didn't take me too long, to be perfectly honest. It took me about 3-4 runs, and that was about it. So it really wasn't that bad. And as far as his build, he has 41,150 energy attack, and that's without a leadership. He has 126 attack speed, 71 crit rate, 187 critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. Now keep in mind that if he had 4% more critical rate, and if he had 9% more dodge, he would do more damage. The rage proc, the way that it works is when you have max critical rate, which is 75%, and max dodge, which is 75%, you just get more damage from the rage. Plus, our critical damage isn't maxed out. 200% would be maxed out, and that does make a big difference in how much damage you're going to do. I do have him built pretty freaking well. I mean, he has mythic Urus. He has 3 Odin's Blessings here. He has 2 Odin's Blessings here, 2 mythic Urus. He has mythic Urus here, energy attack Urus, and then 5-star Urus here. So I actually could still make him a little bit stronger if I wanted to. And then I have mythic Urus here. I got a lot of love in Iron Man because I love the character. A lot of us do, especially because of the MCU. I always liked Iron Man before the MCU. I was an avid comic book reader back in the day, and still am to a point. I don't actually read the comic books because I live in Vietnam and I'm not able to actually get them. But, you know, I watch channels like Comic Explain, Comic Historian, things like that to get brushed up on all the new comics. And Iron Man's just always been really one of my favorite characters. And really, you know, the job that Robert Downey's done, it's second to none. You know, because of him, the MCU was started because of the first movie. And that holds a lot of weight for a lot of us. And, you know, unfortunately, Iron Man's tier 3 is pretty lackluster. You know, he gets 30% ignore defense, which is a joke. That shouldn't even be on here. He gets 80% chance to penetrate. That's fine. I actually used him in PV before. Not the greatest PvP character, but he can get it done, surprisingly. He does have 5 seconds of invincibility, and that's very, very important. And he does get the increased 80% for 1 attack. His passive, just skill damage. His 1, nothing. His 2, nothing. His 3 is very important because it does give him this increased damage dealt to supervillains by 30%. So you want to make sure you get this up. It does give him a create shield that's 3% of max HP, which helps his health a little bit, his survivability. And then his 4th skill gives him a nice heal. Unfortunately, this heal comes at the end of the 4th skill, so I'm still going to be bringing in a healing striker because a lot of times I'll cancel the 4 early. You do have all defense down on this skill, but it doesn't apply to Null, and that's another thing about this clear. You know, we're not using any all defense down, we're not using any Pierce, nothing like that, and he'll still be able to get it done. His 5th skill has this insane, stacks up to 10, max 300% additional damage. This skill does absolutely bonkers damage. If any of you have watched past Iron Man videos from me or from other content creators. I mean, he can do crazy one-shots. Back in the day, I did a stage 60 Ironman clear back when the strikers were just insane. And I'll put a link to the description for that video down below so you can watch it if you're interested. That was crazy. And then he also gets 100% immunity for all damage. Something to keep in mind with Iron Man is he has no super armor. None. And that's very important when you're facing Knull. There's a lot of times when Knull attacks you where he's just going to break your guard. And you need that super armor, and that's why that tier 3 is so important. So you're trying to integrate that tier 3 with his other skills. His passive does give him a 15% increase of energy attack, which is nice. And then the leadership is, decreased skill cooldown, which is great for newer players. Now, as far as the rotation with Iron Man, what I like to do is I just hit the 3, cancel into the 4, and when the proc triggers and there's 3 seconds left on the proc, I just hit the 5th skill. Boom. And when he does that snap, it is insane damage. Then you can just throw in your 2 and your 1. We'll do it again. And, I just love the snap. No matter how many times I see that damn snap, I love it. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the 3, the tier 3, and the 5th skill all integrated together. So 3, tier 3, as soon as he lets out the ray, hit the 5. And when you do all that damage at once, it is actually quite insane. The bad thing about Iron Man with his tier 3 is his tier 3 travels forward. So sometimes Knull, when he's coming forward and the tier 3 is traveling through him, a lot of damage doesn't apply to Knull because the tier 3 is actually going past him. It's not sitting on him and doing a bunch of continuous hits. So that is kind of a downfall to the character. Honestly, I pray to God, and I'm pretty sure they will. I've already heard and seen that Robert Downey Jr. is probably going to be coming back to the MCU. And when he does, more than likely, they'll probably give Iron Man another uniform. Just like Captain America, he's got a lot. They're probably going to bank on it, I'm sure. And I hope they do. I hope they do give him another uniform. I hope they change his tier 3. I hope they give him some more love because he absolutely deserves it. And then he has a fully awakened Power of Angry Hawk set. And, of course, the CTB of Rage and a mythic uniform. We have max dodge here. We got max energy attack here. And this is a great uniform, by the way, so you can get a CTP of energy from the legendary battle. And then we have the ignore defense from here. And then we have dodge. If I level up, I get the max dodge. That really would make the difference. And then we have Rogue's ugly, ugly uniform for this max critical damage. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. All right, let's do this. I am going to be using Cyclops a little bit, but he isn't really going to be doing that much damage. It's all Iron Man. So 3, 4, proc triggers, and we're going to hit the 5th skill. Well, not quite. Null slammed us down. Boom. Unfortunately, we didn't get a proc on that 5th skill. And, another thing is you do have the tornadoes, but Iron Man is in an iframe for most of the 4, so you don't have to worry about it. And when he does his 5th skill, you don't have to worry about either or the tier 3. The tornadoes actually aren't a big problem for Iron Man because he has the iframe on the 4 and he has the immunity on the 5. And the 4 skill is a very long skill. And they were throwing in some shots with those Cyclops. And we hit the 5. Boom. Oh, and that's another thing. Sometimes when Null slams his sword down, he can cancel your 5th skill, guard break you, which sucks. Now I'm going to hit the tier 3, then the 5th skill. Now watch this. Now look at that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Switch. And something else about Iron Man is the survivability really isn't the greatest. So that's why I'm making sure I switch whenever the symbiotes rise up and grab a hold of them. I'm switching to Cyclops. And then we're just going to throw in Cyclops tier 3. Actually, 2 bars? It's not too bad, actually. But it really was awesome to see Iron Man be able to do this. This is something I was actually really curious about. And when I saw that comment, it prompted me to try to do this, especially since we have the sale on the unequipping CTPs. This was the perfect time to try this. Come on, buddy. Now, sometimes when you do your 4th skill, at the very beginning of the 4th skill, you're not in an iframe, and Null can interrupt that skill and guard break you, and that is annoying. Honestly, the thing with Iron Man is he can be annoying to play at times. That is true, especially against Null, especially against a character where you need super armor. And currently in the game, we don't have any characters that offer super armor. Well, the only game character we have is Nick Fury, who doesn't have an awakened skill or doesn't have a tier 3, so we can't use him. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, our 5th skill got interrupted again there. And pow. Oof. I might not have needed to use the tier 3, but I found with Iron Man, you really want to play very, very aggressive to try to get the clear. Something that is really nice about him, though, is his movement speed. God almighty, is he fast. And I got to tell you, against someone like Null, that is really nice. Now, I'm not telling you all you should level up Iron Man. He really isn't the best option for this, but he can do it. Just like Captain America. I don't think Captain America is the best option for it, but he can do it. And so can Iron Man, but I think honestly with Iron Man, it's just more difficult. You really need a strong account and you need a lot of energy attack. You need a lot, but he can do it. He can do it, which surprised me. Now, obviously, if you have Pierce on your card sets, then this character and a lot of other characters are going to be able to do it, which is something I might talk about in another video. Now we're going to hit that tier 3, and then we're going to hit that 5. And you see how the tier 3 just kind of goes through Null and it just kind of goes past them? It doesn't sit on Null. There's not concentrated hits on Null himself. It's moving past him. And I really wish that tier 3, when you would do it, it would just have concentrated hits on a character like, say, Shirog's tier 3 or Cyclops tier 3, or really just most tier 3s in the game, just concentrate all their hits in one direct place, where Iron Man just moves in one direction and moves through them in a way. So sometimes it's really difficult to time your skills to do the most damage. And like I said earlier, if Null moves forward when you do your tier 3, you're not going to get near as much damage. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, watch out. And we're just going for the gold. Oh well. Playing very, very aggressive. Look at that damage. That wasn't bad at all. By the way, I am using 2 ignore dodge strikers. I do have anti-venomous heal, and then 2 damage to supervillain strikers. We are getting 30% ignore dodge from Valkyrie, so right now we just got 50% ignore dodge. Come on, come on. Let's go, let's go. And we're going to wait for Thor to do his slash because we don't have a lot of life, so we will take a lot of damage if we do it. So we're going to hit that 3. We're going to hit the tier 3. We're going to hit the 5. And the tier 3, you saw that tier 3 just kind of passed through Null, which really sucked. And we're just trying to pour on as much as we can. Come on, there's the 5th skill. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. Get that tier 3 off. And boom, come on, yeah! 6 seconds left. Very difficult clear to do, but I was really, really happy to be able to do this because we all love Iron Man and we all want him to do well. So to see him do this without any pierce or any concentration on my cards, well, concentration is really just for PvP. Any pierce on my cards, that is just insane. So let me know how y'all feeling about Iron Man taking on Null. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.